Today's topic, just to kind of dive in, I want to see what you guys were thinking. The topic is called, what is the secret to change in your life? Any secret. What do you think it is? What do you think the big secret to changing your life is? Does anybody have any guesses here? Did anybody think, I wonder what that is? I've had a lot of really great feedback about it all week, so I'm excited to talk about it. Anybody want to give me a little guess? Is right. Well, since I have so much to talk about it and I'm super excited, I'm going to jump in, okay? Drum roll, are we ready? The secret to changing your life is your mindset. Holy smokes, who knew that? Who knew that's what I was going to say? Give me a thumbs up, raise your hand. Did you think I was going to say something super complicated? Because we're usually talking about how to reverse diabetes and how to handle your thyroid, right? Who knew I was going to say something as simple, or as we think it's simple, like mindset, okay? This is so important. The secret to changing your life is your mindset. I love this topic. I talk about it all the time. I'm super excited about this because you know what this means? This means you have so much control over change in your life, more so than you ever imagined. Because I know that you've heard all those things. Change your thoughts, change your life, right? Who's heard that? Master your mindset, master your life. Who's heard that one? These are all really true. What we focus on grows. What we think about grows, right? I love all of my little sayings and quotes. For anybody who knows me and is working with me or following me, you know that I love all these quotes. So I'm not just going to tell you that it's mindset. I'm going to give you some tools that you can use today. Today, okay? What I love about mindset is when you kind of walk through the things I'm going to talk about, and I've even written down all the steps so that I don't forget anything. We can only control what we can control. And if we focus on what we can control, like our mindset, and I'm going to give you tools so that you can control your mindset, it's life-changing, absolutely life-changing. So let's just dive in, okay? So whether you want to make changes to your health, because we're Thrive Functional Wellness Center, we're always talking about health, whether you want to make changes to your health, your life, your home, your relationships, it doesn't matter. It all starts with here, mindset, okay? So diving into mindset, step one for changing the mindset is awareness, okay? Again, anyone who knows me knows I'm always talking about this. You have to start with being aware. Aware of what, you might be thinking? Aware of your thoughts, your reactions, your triggers, what brings you joy, right? We have like over 80,000 thoughts going on in our head every day. And from what I've read, I think like over 80% of them are negative. So they're just going and going in your head, right? But if you stop for a moment and think, okay, how am I reacting to this? Every time this situation happens, I have this negative banter in my head. Every time this happens, I get to that negative banter. So that's the first step of having that awareness. Okay, is everybody with me? Knowing they need to figure out just having that awareness, just being quiet with yourself, connecting with yourself, okay? The second thing, and this is really, really important, again, for any change in your life, is you have to be open to change. You have to do that whole thinking that if nothing changes, nothing changes, right? If I keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting something to change, isn't that the definition of insanity, right? So you have to be open to change. You might be scared, and that's okay, but you at least have to be open, okay? And by being open, that means having new conversations in your head, new mantras in your head, asking yourself new questions, all right? And I'm going to go into some specific examples, but I just want to walk you through the steps. Step 1 is awareness. Step 2 is being open to the change, open to the idea that I'm not comfortable with how I feel. I'm not comfortable with this negative banter. I want to do something different. And then number 3 is super important. They're all important, but it's rewording that negative self-talk, changing that negativity into something positive. Okay, so yes, you may be thinking, oh, that sounds easy. Well, you know what? It's not that it's easy or that it's hard. It's choosing to do that. You need to choose to want to change the negative self-talk. And then it just takes practice. Like anything else, it takes practice. For those of you who know me, so many people are saying, oh, you're always so positive, Laura. You're always looking at the bright side of things. And I really work hard at being that way. But I have to work on my mindset every single day. I have to work on my triggers. I have to work on my reactions. And so I want to give you some examples so you can kind of feel what I'm talking about. So let's start with a simple one. Who has ever maybe put on a new top, put on a new dress, and looked in the mirror, right? We've all done that. And I think we're all guilty of going, oh my gosh, my hips look big. Oh, look at that. Rather than, wow, I look beautiful in this dress, right? So by having that awareness, step 1, wow, I just went to all this negative talk and I don't feel good. I want to shift to a positive mindset. Thank you, Rose. I think we've all done that if we're being honest, right? And so it's literally taking that negative thought and going, I look beautiful in this dress. I am so grateful for how healthy I am and the choices I make every day to be healthy, okay? That's something like that. Trying something new. I see this and hear this every single day. People come to our office and they have tried every weight loss, diet, something, and they're like, you know what? I've tried it all. Nothing's gonna work. Well, if you sit in that failure mindset, what do you think is gonna happen? Nothing's gonna work, right? But if you say, okay, yes, I acknowledge I have failed at these other things, but today is a new day, and today I am gonna be successful with this, whatever this is, whether it's starting a new way of eating, whether it is starting, I got distracted for a sec, whether it's when you are driving. I love this example. So when some people when they're driving and someone cuts you off, you were in a really good mood, they cut you off, maybe you're saying a couple words and now you're feeling angry. You have 2 choices. You can sit in that anger and now carry that anger all day and have an angry mindset. Or if you can process through it, okay, I'm aware that really upset me, but I'm gonna choose right now to say, you know what, I hope that person has a great day. I'm gonna have a great day. So I hope this is making sense, but it's really being very conscious of, thank you, Rose, yes, living in the moment. It's connecting with who you are and having that awareness that I'm saying something negative right now. So, and again, I talked earlier a little bit about like starting a new program, whether that's working with us, working with anything, starting a new exercise program, an eating program. I mean, it could be anything new. And you may go to that banter, "Oh, I always fail. I'm not gonna try this," right? I actually had this, I had to learn a new program for this program that I'm doing, and I immediately went into it going, you know what? I can't figure this out. This is just too much. It's too much for me. Sometimes I'm like, I'm too old to learn these new programs. I can't do it. And then I had a friend of mine remind me, I've done harder things before, way harder things. I learn new things every day. And by literally planting those seeds, I immediately went to positive, going, I got this. And by that mindset shift, I jumped into this program. And of course, I had my daughter's help, I will say. I jumped into this program and didn't completely master it right away, but I asked for help and I kept moving along. So it's a practice. Having a positive mindset is a practice. So again, the top 3 things, and I wrote them down so I wouldn't forget. The step 1 is having awareness, just having that awareness of triggers. Every time I go to Uncle Charlie's house, I am triggered and I end up feeling poorly about myself. And now I've got this negative mindset. Well, if you walk into that situation knowing this is what's going to happen, you can walk in with a more positive scenario. Our thoughts are words or prayers, so we need to be careful what we say or think. I completely agree with that. What we put out there, what we focus on, the energy we put out, it comes back to us. But it's also being kind and gentle with ourselves, because those negative thoughts, I believe most of the time, are what come up. So it's acknowledging, this is the next steps that I was going to show you. So let me backtrack a little bit. I'm getting excited. So the first part was having that awareness. You have to have the awareness. It's connecting with yourself. The second part is being open to change. And then the third part is rewording those negative mantras into affirmations and gratitudes. Okay, and I can talk about those in a minute. But I want to give you a tool that I have used for years, and I love to teach it to everybody that I know. It's called a 3-step tool, okay? The first step is acknowledge. So it's like that awareness piece. So kind of like Sandra said here, anger is a punishment you're for someone else's mistake. Yes, I love that. If you feel yourself kind of going into a place of anger, acknowledge it. Right? If we push down our feelings, what happens? They just brew up and come out later, right? You have to acknowledge that this is how I'm feeling. I feel angry now. I feel sad. However you're feeling, you have to acknowledge. And then stop. I love physically stop. Put up like a stop sign. Stop and do something different. That could mean jumping up, going into another room, going for a walk, dancing around. Change the energy of the moment. By doing that, and just, yes, Rose, kindness, I agree. Kindness changes everything. Showing kindness, but you also have to remind yourself it's okay to acknowledge these feelings that are coming up. That's a very important piece to this, the awareness, the being kind and loving with yourself, but then don't sit in it, shift it. Every time you have a negative thought, so there's so many examples. Last week, my AC went out. Yeah, it was like 115 in the house. And I immediately wanted to go to that place like, oh my gosh, why me? Why now? Why this? And I acknowledged, yes, this was going to be a difficult situation. But then I went to my gratitudes, because it could always be worse. How lucky am I that I had a great air conditioning group person who was able to come out and work with me. But it was important that I acknowledged that I was feeling a little overwhelmed by the whole situation. Okay, that piece is important. But then shifting it to your gratitudes, because there's always something to be grateful for. So again, I can talk about this for a lot. I have to look at the time to see how much I've been chatting about it, because it's one of those topics that I don't feel that we give enough attention to. We don't give enough attention to how important this mindset and our thoughts every day are actually controlling our lives. And in our lives, we don't have control over a lot, but we can control this. Acknowledging, again, stopping and doing something different. So I hope you at least learned a couple of tools. The other piece I wanted to just kind of introduce to you as we're talking about mindset is, let me see. Example, instead of I'm broke, I'm temporary, fully invested. Oh, I like that one. And that there's so many opportunities ahead of me. And that I am so healthy, because one of my affirmations and gratitudes that I say every single morning when I wake up, I say, I believe in God, so I say, thank you, God, for my healthy and healing body. It's the first thing I say, because no matter what, I always believe our bodies are in a place of healing and a place of growth. And if we can put the energy towards that healing and health, I think it's so valuable. So I appreciate everyone sharing and helping, since I'm solo and I don't have my banter partner here, that you guys are participating with me. I really appreciate it. This is a really important topic. That's why I wanted to talk just a little bit about the value of coaching. Some of you understand what coaching is, some of you don't. And I do like to talk about this because it's my passion. It's my role in the office. I'm the clinic director, but I'm also the functional medicine certified health coach. It's a mouthful. And so I get the opportunity, and I am just blessed by the fact of all the people I get to work with. But a lot of people think coach, and they're like, I don't want coaching. I don't need a coach, right? So I wanted to put some of that mystery away of why would you want to work with a coach? Why? And what are the benefits to you? So I wrote down a few that really resonate with me. The first one is you have someone in your corner. So I'm a coach, and guess what? I work with coaches in all different areas because I love having a brainstorm partner. I love having someone, an accountability partner. I love that, and I feel like we can all use that. So again, with the coach, you have someone that's just in your corner. It gets to be all about you. And I always create a very safe, non-judgmental space. That's really, really important. Everybody I work with, I always say to them, I'm not your mom, I'm not your partner, I'm not your principal, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to wherever you are right now. We help you from where you are right now. We're not where you want to be, not where you were a year ago, because none of that really matters. We need to look at where you are right now and move you forward. So we help give you clarity. And one of my favorite things for all of you that know me is I love to give you actionable tools. I want you to have a list. I am the queen of lists, and I want you to have a list too. A list that you, every single day, you have a morning routine, you have a self-care routine, and you go through this list, right? And Shauna, coach, cheerleader, put things in perspective, all things I've benefited. Aw, thank you for sharing that, Shauna. And so actionable tools, so important. We can talk, but until we say on Tuesday at 7 a.m., this is when this is gonna happen, something else is gonna come up. So it's really important. We work together. I don't tell you what to do. We work together, we co-create, gaining clarity, tools, tips, accountability and measurability, and we really look at your individual obstacles, triggers, roadblocks, because if we can identify those triggers, and when they're smaller like this, before they become these huge walls towards your success, and so often, so many of us don't want to give our triggers and our obstacles the attention that they actually need, right? And that's not being negative, that's just being realistic. We have to have that awareness. We have to acknowledge it so then we can work through it. So again, this is a topic that I've talked about for hours in the past, and I'm not going to do that, you guys. I just wanted to plant the seeds for you and again give you those tools. My 3-step tools, and I taught this to my kids when they were young, I do it myself, is you need to acknowledge, you need to stop, and you need to do something different. Sometimes that's something different. I know I said the dancing, the changing, the energy. Sometimes it's just going quiet. Maybe going into a room, doing some breath work, connecting with yourself, and just being quiet. You would be so amazed at the clarity that you can get by taking just a few minutes of quiet time. This took me a long time to embrace because I'm kind of a type A personality. I'm a go, 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 go person with lots of lists. But I have learned the value of that quiet time. And again, your clarity, how productive you are afterwards is huge. So again, if you want to know anything more about the coaching, contact me. I would love to chat with you about it. I've had more and more better advice and results from life coach and all the therapists. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Yes, it's definitely, it's a working together relationship. So if anybody has any questions, I can answer right now, but I had two things that I wanted to announce for any of the moms that are watching this live or are watching this recording. I'm super excited because this Thursday, so July 8th at 5:30 p.m., I am hosting a free women's workshop. And sorry guys, and sorry non-moms, but this is very, very specific to the empty nester moms. So if you're almost an empty nester, you've been an empty nester, this is an opportunity for us to come together and connect and know that you're not alone. And I'm going to be teaching more tools. I love my tools and my tips. And this one is about being unapologetic about your self-care and taking care of yourself. So important. I've attached all the links and Zoom somewhere up below, anywhere on this page. So the registration is still open. Again, this is very specific for moms, empty nesters, even the retired moms, but an opportunity for us to connect, because so often as moms, we've put our own health, our own mindset, our own loves and joys and happiness on the back burner, and I'm here to support you about putting it forward. It's time to take care of yourself and having those tools for it. So that's one announcement. The second announcement is next week is, let's see, July 13th. This one I need to read. So Dr. Appy will be talking. We'll both be here. This one is what functional medicine and naturopathic doctors have in common. I know it's a little different than my mindset talk right now, but a lot of people are Googling and looking for naturopathic doctors and have a lot of questions about functional medicine and what we do. So we're going to be answering all those questions. So thank you everybody for joining me live. And for those of you that are watching this recorded, I hope you learned a few tools. Mindset is so important. And the best part of all of this is it's something that you have control over. And we can't say that about a lot of things in our lives, but we can say that about this. You just have to choose. You have to choose. What did I say at the beginning? You have to have that awareness. I've got all these negative things going through my head, and we all do. I still have triggers from my childhood, but the way I respond to it now is differently because I use all of my tools. Okay, that's what's really important. The tools that I teach you, I use them every single day, just like you do. And everybody that knows me knows that I do. Again, having that awareness, being open to change. And I know this could be scary. It's okay to be the beginner, okay? And the last one is rewording those words. And oh, thank you, Joan. Love you and miss you too. Thanks, Shauna. Thanks, everybody, for this feedback. And again, those 3 steps have your acknowledge, stop, do something different. All right, everybody, if you want to reach out to me, like I said, you can comment, you can click all the information is here on Facebook Live. Thanks for all your support on this solo episode of me. And I hope to see everybody next week. Facebook Live, 4:30, we will be there, Dr. Rappy and I, and besides that, please share this information with any of your empty nester moms. I am super excited about this workshop. There's still room. I've got a nice group that have signed up, but there's still room. And thank you, Joran, thank you for the info, thank you, Nicole. All right, thanks everybody. Choose to make today your best day ever. Awesome. Oh, thank you. All right. Bye, everybody.